Hello, fabulous friends, fans, and superstars. Welcome to your horoscope for the week of December 3rd, 2017. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. I'm in Cancun. I got a summer look going. How's your wardrobe right about now? I hope it's great. Well, it is a big week happening now, and it starts right out of the gate. There is a lot going on in the sky, and it is varied, and then the energy switches up by the time we get to the end of the week. So let's start with the full moon. So right out of the gate, we've got a full moon taking place. And of course, a full moon is a moon standing across the sky from the sun. Now, this full moon in Gemini is speaking with Neptune, as is the sun, and they are forming a type of conversation that astrologers call a T-square. This is a conversation of some tension, but also because it's Neptune, there's confusion involved as well. You add to this the fact that Mercury goes retro the same day. Well, it tells me that Mercury retrograde, we should already be feeling this as we are entering this week, and it will definitely be in full effect right around this full moon. Now, the great thing about Mercury retrograde is that Mercury eventually will go forward, okay? So that's a great thing. And that means that confusions can be cleared in due time. But that's not the only thing happening at the top of the week. We also have Jupiter speaking in supreme harmony with Neptune. Now, this alone is positively inspiring. It's kind of like a dream come true with the emphasis on the dream. This is a conversation that actually is going to last throughout next year as well. It's actually one of the signatures of Jupiter moving through the sign of Scorpio and how it will be realized by a lot of people out there. So here's the thing, Jupiter and Neptune speaking, that's like a miraculous, beautiful energy. Then you add to it this Gemini full moon filled with confusion, Mercury going retro. So there are a couple of things to keep in mind as I look at this. Of course, it's Mercury, it's Gemini. This has to do with the media as well. A couple of things here. I feel like as I look at the sky, there could be news revealed now that provokes a pretty strong reaction. So it could be that some people are seeing this as very, very good. Other people are seeing this as very not good. So it looks like there's this divide happening in the collective as I look at this. I gotta say, as we all know, since Jupiter went into the sign of Scorpio, it's been exposing like power and power games and sort of how people have used their power and abused their power. Well, some of that may very well come to light now with another surprise. It seems like we've kind of got used to it, and Jupiter just got into Scorpio recently. And so some of that could happen, but again, there may be some mixed feelings about it. There could even be some inaccuracies about it, so we have to keep that in mind. The other thing with this is, of course, there's a personal element to it. It could be that developments are taking place now for some of us that we have mixed feelings about. We don't know if it's a good thing, if it's not a good thing. We're not sure if we feel like we're being told the complete truth, and at the same time, we're so excited about the possibility that we want to have faith. So here's the thing, this energy will pass. The more confusing part of the energy at the start of the week, it will start to wane the further we get into the week. The Jupiter-Neptune conversation is more pronounced. It is a long-term energy that is going to characterize Jupiter moving through the sign of Scorpio. So this is something to be on the lookout for as well. And especially as we move further into the week, some of that potency and the confusion and the uncertainty around the full moon will considerably start to wane. And I actually spoke about this on more personal levels with the full moon in particular and how that energy will switch up in the monthly horoscopes that are now on my YouTube channel. But having said that, this to me suggests an important time. A time where we may have questions, but sometimes it's okay to allow the questions to be. And I'm also reminded as I look at this of Eckhart Tolle. He has a quote that I absolutely love. He says, "If you get comfortable with uncertainty, infinite possibilities open up in your life." And that's exactly what I'm seeing here. It is the invitation to be comfortable with some uncertainty so that the bigger possibilities, the more inspiring, the infinite possibilities can open up in our lives. Now, earlier today, I was actually sort of meditating, contemplating a little bit about Mercury retrograde and what Mercury retrograde means. I do believe that Mercury retrograde is an opportunity to be grateful for who we are and what we have. That is the big invitation with Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is not the time to launch new things or to acquire new possessions either, or to go about trying to forge a new pathway. There's absolutely a time for that, but Mercury retrograde, not the best time to do that, because what happens is we start something and then we realize we have to go back. We realize we missed something, or we realize that there's another way for us. Something else that could be better available to us. So what we want is a strong start or a strong purchase, right? Whatever it is that we're doing. So I thought about this and I thought, maybe, just maybe, and I believe this, Mercury retrograde is about being grateful and appreciating what you have, spending the mental energy to actually focus on all that you already have and what it is that you want to refine in your life. Mercury retrograde is a good time to redo, refine, re-edit, right? Redecorate as well. Now, normally that would be the case with Mercury retrograde, but with this full moon, I would say give it a few days. It's amazing how so many things can sort themselves out if you just give it a few days. And it's amazing how there are so many things that we think we must get to in this moment, but really we have a lot more time than we realize. Mercury retrograde is that gentle reminder, and sometimes not so gentle reminder, that we actually do have more time than we realize, and we have time to get it right. We have time to check in with ourselves to ensure that we are operating from a place of integrity. Also this week, we have another exact connection of Mercury and Saturn. I spoke about this at length last week, right? This is like Saturn's final party on his way out. Just 2 more weeks before Saturn changes signs. That is a really big deal. Of course, you can watch the Saturn special on my YouTube channel as well. But this is one of the high moments, the clarity moments, if you will. Ordinarily, Mercury meeting Saturn doesn't feel so high, right? However, this is an opportunity to further integrate the lessons of the last 3 years. And that integration is continuing from last week into this. But what's special about now is that Mars is going to speak in harmony with this configuration. And what that tells me is what we understand lends itself to empowerment, lends itself to knowing, lends itself to a stronger appreciation of what has been and a greater clarity of where it is that we are going. How are we better as a result of the lessons of the last 3 years? And how is it now that we can strengthen ourselves and move forward? That will be part of the invitation and the blessing of Mars bringing its energy and conversation to Mercury and Saturn. Before the week is out, Mars will change signs. Mars will move into the same part of the sky where Jupiter is now, which is the sign of Scorpio. I am so excited about this. I feel like this is an added sense of power. If you are one of those people who is waiting for the big blessings of Jupiter blessing a new area of life, if you're still waiting for that, it is Mars moving into this part of the sky that will give you the motivation, will give you the determination to make the most of Jupiter's blessings. It'll be a little further down the road before Mars meets Jupiter in the sky. Of course, I'll be here to talk about it as we go along. But it is now that the energy starts. We start to gain a sense of almost like a visceral focus on how it is that we want to bring about the greater blessings of Jupiter. And this is a real opportunity now to hone into our power to be an agent of positive change in our life, to recognize where we have power and where we don't, and to recognize the power of our energy. This is Mars moving into its ancient ruling sign, which is Scorpio. And so this is going to allow Mars to bring out its qualities of the law of attraction, of self-examination, of self-honesty, and also focus and power and defining power for ourselves and the limits of our power for ourselves. All of that will be part of our sacred learning moving forward. What I love about this week for us is that there is so much promise here. There's so much potential. Remember, this rare exact moment of Jupiter and Neptune is very miraculous, is very dream come true kind of energy. And my wish for all of us is that in at least one area of life, we feel very much like the universe is on our side, because it is. Well, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, thumbs up. It means so much. And you can get an expanded, exclusive video scope looking at all this wonderful stuff that I talked about this week for your sign by logging on to astrofabulous.com or nadiyashah.com. Sign up to be one of my superstars. Superstars get expanded, exclusive video scopes each and every week by logging on to astrofabulous.com or nadiyashah.com. So grateful for it. And also, of course, I have upcoming speaking engagements that I'm so very excited about. I'm excited about my upcoming speaking engagement in Kolkata, India, January 28th to February 4th. I'll be part of the IVC conference. And I will also be speaking in Bath in the first week of March in Bath, United Kingdom. Actually in 2011, I did speak at Bath, but this is I'm coming home. I'm coming back, and it'll be a lot of fun. Really looking forward to meeting friends and fans out there. First week of March in Bath, Somerset, England, and I'll share more details as we get into the new year. And also in Serbia, in the weekend of the 19th, I will be in Belgrade, Serbia as well. So really looking forward to meeting friends and fans out there. Looking forward to hugs. I think we're going to have a great time together, and I'm looking forward to being on the road. I got to tell you, I have been missing Vancouver so much. Shout out, lots of love to everybody in Vancouver. Lots of love to everybody who came to my talk or my workshop that I had last month, well, in October anyways, and my friends there as well. But yes, I was really missing Vancouver, and I messaged one of my dear friends out there and I said, I'm really missing Vancouver. I don't know, should I just come back, stop by for a 1-month visit? And he was like, actually, it's really cold, so it's better if you stay in Cancun, but I don't know, I'm up in the air, so who knows where I'll end up. But yes, I'm in Cancun now, hence the summer gear, but it's a lot of fun. Cancun is a beautiful city. Mexico is such a beautiful country. I ended up having a very spontaneous, sort of Cyber Monday, Black Friday sales. I hope that you guys really enjoyed that. If you were on my newsletter, you got those notifications, and you can join my newsletter on my website, nadiyashah.com. But in my newsletter, if you're doing something fabulous, and I know you're fabulous, or I don't know you, but you tell me you're fabulous, I will take you at your word. And I will share it in my newsletter. So I love introducing people to other people who are part of putting love and wisdom in the world. So there are a couple of people that I really wanted to share with you who I think are doing exceptional stuff. So the first person I wanted to share with you is Meredith Miller. She has a YouTube channel called Inner Integration, and her YouTube channel is based on self-love. It's based on dealing with difficult people in relationships, in work. It's based on honoring yourself as you engage the world and engage people, sometimes who have not a very high level of consciousness. Sometimes we will engage people who maybe don't have a lot of those higher, more beautiful qualities. Personally, I love humility. People who don't have a lot of humility, we might engage with them. Well, what happens? How do we practice self-care in the process of doing that? So her channel is exceptional. It has helped me so much. I really appreciate her work. And I was actually hoping to meet her in Mexico City. We had planned to meet, and then the earthquake, literally the day we were supposed to meet, a couple of hours before we were supposed to meet, the earthquake happened. You know that I was there. And so it didn't work out, but I certainly have been enjoying her work and cannot recommend her highly enough. So it's Inner Integration is her YouTube channel. The other person, so last year I had a partnership with my friend Katie Weber. This year I'm not sure what's going on with the partnership program, but it doesn't matter because I just think she's so fabulous. She is so amazing. She does such great work, and she has so much integrity. And I am really big on sharing people with integrity. So she is a friend of mine, and she is katieweber.com or redlotusletter.com. She is a world-renowned Feng Shui expert. She has her new success pack out that she puts out late every year. And you can log on to her website, redlotusletter.com. I'll try to put a link in the bottom there. But she has a website, and she has like a free 28-day program. She's got paid programs as well. But she is somebody who I know that I have gone to and has guided me and has been a true friend to me. So definitely do check out her work as well. And again, if you are doing something amazing, let me know. I'll share it in my newsletter. And I hope to stay connected with you guys in my newsletter as well. It's already December. We are going to go out this year with a lot of love and a lot of joy and focusing on all that there is to love in the world. And I hope to continue to be a force of greater love and greater wisdom in the world as well. Well, thank you so much for watching. It'll be a great week. Enjoy.